In today's lesson, I'm going to go over anchor tags. Anchor tags is what makes the internet work. It makes the internet the internet. It's what makes a hyperlink. And that's what revolutionized using the internet in the first place. So we're going to go ahead and use it to do a couple of things. So the first thing we'll do is open up our web page. If I go here and I go to File Manager, and I can go ahead and find my htdocs folder, and then I'll go ahead and do index, and right click on it and do edit. Now I have a page, and the first thing I'd like to talk about is navigation within a page. It's not used very often, but sometimes people make a really long web page for some reason, even though that's kind of against best practice. You usually want to have everything show up that's important in the viewport. If you can't get everything to fit on one page in one view, and you have to scroll down, you might want to use the head tag, which is an H2. So for example, I can do, I go here perhaps and do H2, which is a heading. There's H1 through 5, corresponding with different sizes, and has to have an end H tag or heading tag. And you can put in here title of section, let's say. And let me zoom in a little bit. And so an anchor tag, the first thing you would need to do if you want to use it within one web page is you have to use IDs. IDs segment out your web page. So in here I could say ID, this would be the attribute, right, is equal to title section or first section, let's say. Good. Okay, and that will be our first section. So this is kind of going to be our anchor. Just like a boat has an anchor, this is going to be our anchor. But if we go to the top of the page and we want to make an anchor tag, so like at the very top you can have a navigation, and you can have people click on a link to go to where the corresponding place is on the page. Now that we have the ID attribute embedded in the header tag down below, we're going to make an anchor tag. An anchor tag is very simple. It's just A. But we definitely need a property or an attribute to go with this. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And there's going to be 3 parts to this. So the first part is going to be the attribute is href equals and then quotes. And this is where we're going to put the text. And we always need quotes if it's not going to be a number. And so we're going to go ahead and get the title of our section that we put down below, and we're going to put it inside here. But if it's going to be an internal link, not going outside the web page, we need to use the £sign. And then we're going to put the text here, and then our end angle bracket. And I had mentioned before that web browsers are very lenient. They allow programmers to make mistakes in the HTML markup language. Not scripting, not like PHP or anything like that, but the HTML, it will let you make mistakes. So this should not work because it's incorrect. However, if I save it and I go in and I look at my web page and I do refresh, you'll notice that the title of the section is here. It is actually, it showed up, okay? And this is, but also look what it did. It made everything after it also a tag, right? So it's the same tag. If I click on title of section or mark page 2020 copyright, it'll go to wherever it was telling me to go to, which isn't what I want, because I might have a whole bunch of text in between here. So the next part of this is we need to do, we need to find the section. We need to put what do we want people to see, and we'll say go to first section. And then we need to end the anchor. Now if I save this and I go to view my page, it should fix my page now. There you go. And we have go to first section all the way up here at the top. Okay? Now it's kind of in a wrong spot. It kind of looks bad. It's after the banner. So let's clean up our web page a little bit. Okay, I'm going to clean the web page up just a little bit. So I'm going to cut out the navigation link, and I'm going to place it after my banner, but I'm also going to put a paragraph here just to give it a little bit of space so we can kind of see it a little easier. Um, yeah, and this looks about right. Actually, we're going to go ahead, put the image. Um, actually, let's put the header here. A header acts as a paragraph break, by the way, so that kind of makes it a little bit nicer. So for example, I could put it right here, and it should break, and then I have my title of section, and then it's going to be pancakes, and then that should work. Actually, I'm going to put a paragraph down here, right in front of my copyright. The next part we're going to do is learn how to make a link that goes outside our web page. And so in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and copy our other link, copying and pasting, encoding, it helps a little bit. And we'll go ahead and let's do another P. And we're going to make this one go outside. Let me zoom in. Now, there's two attributes that go with a link going out. And I'm going to make it go to my main web page, which is netpb.com. So I'll do Dr. Page's website. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead in here and put the actual URL. And it has to be the full URL, which is starting with HTTP, right? And it has to work. So let's do page.com. Now, this would work just like this. And let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, so I'm going to go and save this. So let me zoom back out, hit save, go back here, hit refresh, and go to Dr. Page's website. If I click on it, let's see what happens. It goes to my website. Perfect. But you'll notice I now have left my web page, which I don't like to have people do because I like to keep the audience there. So let's go and make another modification here. So let me go hit back, and let me go to the code. And there's an attribute, if I zoom in, called, so it's another one, so I just hit space inside the first anchor tag, right, inside this anchor tag here, and it's going to be target, and then I'm going to do equals, and then a quote, because it's going to be text, and I'm going to do underscore blank, end quote, and let's see if that works. Let's go ahead and save this, and then go back to my web page and hit refresh. And now if I click on the link, let's see if it opens a new tab. It does. It opens a new tab going there, and I still have my audience captured at my main page where I want the traffic. Now the final piece to an anchor tag that I want to show you today is communication. Every web page has a way for the audience members to communicate with whoever's hosting the website, either for debugging programs or the problems on the web page within your program, or if they have a question about the content, right? Or they just want to get a hold of you for advertising or work or something. Who knows? It could be anything. So if I go back here and go to the code, there at the bottom where we have the copyright, let's put a new thing that says paragraph, and we'll do contact, and then we're going to add an anchor tag here. And so let's go ahead and copy the first one that we had, the more simpler one, and let's put it in here. And let's go ahead and put in here, let's change the text. If I zoom in just a little bit, oops, let's zoom in just a little bit here, and let's do email Mr. or Dr. Page. And then in here, we're going to do, instead of href, it's actually going to be href still, it's going to be mail to, and then my email address, mark@mark.com. So I'm not going to put my real email address in there because people will go, bots will find it, and I'll talk about that in a second. So if you do this and we save it, let me zoom back out, and then we go look at our code, our page code. Towards the bottom, you say email Dr. Page. When I click on this, it should open up on the computer the email client. So if I click on it, it opens up. It did. You can't see it, but it opened up my mail program. Now, there's one problem with using this method of communication, which is spam. We have tons of spam and spam bots. As soon as you post this on a web page, a spam bot will find it probably within a few minutes, and they will start sending you a lot of spam, a lot of Viagra and whatever else they're trying to sell you. And so there's other ways of getting around this, and we'll talk about that when we do the PHP section if you do that course. But for now, I mean, this works and it's adequate. So good luck, and try putting some anchor tags on your web page and see if you can make it look a lot nicer.